Hi there, I'm Jeremy, and sometimes I like to take pictures. Pictures like this, or this. And this. It's not a nor. Also, I don't know what pictures I'm going to put there when I edit this. Last year, I made a video talking about my 10 favorite pictures from 2022. I had felt really good about my photographic output that year and wanted to express that on video in some way. Just to articulate what it was that I loved about each picture, be it a tie to a specific memory, or just a feeling of achievement for further defining my personal photographic style. This year, I'm making a video because I made one last year. In order to kind of make up for my lack of enthusiasm this year, I thought I'd try something a little different and shoot the segments of this video where I'm introducing each picture at the location where I took that specific picture. I even bought this little lavalier mic with some Christmas money. The only problem is, usually when I'm out taking pictures, I'm just doing it from like the side of the road, which is not really the best environment to be making videos in. So instead, I'm here again in my room, and I'm just going to do it like I did last year, which isn't really a big deal. I mean, I'm fine with that.
Plus, the sun's in my eyes.
What?
It's like really bright. I had to wear these sunglasses, which makes this whole thing feel impersonal because you can't see my eyes.
Okay.
And there's like a ton of mosquitoes out here, and it's like kind of cold too.
All
right,
right, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's all right. Bye. Yeah. Photo number 1. So I just want to mention up top that this isn't like a normal top 10 where number 1 is my favorite and number 10 can go fuck itself. This is just in the order that I took them in through the year, so keep that in mind as we go through. So there's one main method that I like to use to get maybe 90% of my pictures, and that is to take my camera, put it in my car, and just drive around. I'll listen to like music or a podcast or something, but I just drive around. And maybe sometimes I'll come home with nothing. Most of the time I come home with nothing. But if I'm lucky, I'll see something and think, oh, maybe in different weather that'll be an interesting picture and I can come back and try it later. Or what could happen is something quickly catches my eye and I think, ah, shit, that's a picture. And I'll pull over safely in a safe and legal spot to pull over my vehicle, and I'll get out and take the picture. And this first one is an example of that. So this is a crop duster, and this is actually the only time all year that I was out with my camera while the crop duster was flying around dusting its crops or whatever it does, I assume that, which is kind of a shame because in truth it was a really ugly time of the day. Like, it took me a lot of work to get the colors into a place that I was happy with, and even then there's some things about it that I don't love. But I have to be true and admit that getting an airplane right at a tilt like that, directly in the middle of this gravel road, it's cool. It looks pretty cool. And, you know, with that, I'm pleased. Also, real quick, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm going to try something this year where I put the details of the picture on screen under each picture. I see some photography vloggers do that sometimes and thought I'd give it a crack. I don't know what you're really supposed to do with that information. Me, when I see it in a video, I go, oh, there's some information. Thank you. Maybe you could use it as like a learning tool or something? I don't know. Do you feel like you learned anything? Most nights, I'll take my dog out for a walk, as people with dogs normally do. Usually like 30 to 45 minutes, we kind of go around a big circle. And sometimes I'll think, what if I brought my camera with me? You know, that could be fun. Take some pictures with my dog. And usually it's not fun. The camera just sits in my sling bag and I never pull it out. It just adds extra weight to my walk. Kind of a waste of time. But occasionally, comes out of the bag, snap a picture. Like this picture right here. This one is just a very simple case of I like to look at it. I remember really taking my time trying to line up the bits of grass poking out of the water exactly how I wanted them. Trying to make sure these ones didn't touch the light and the pole going down the middle between these two and these two. big bit of mud up top. I also really like the shade of blue here. I don't know, there's just something about this whole picture that I enjoy looking at, which is why it's been my lock screen picture since I took it. This is a picture of an intersection. Look, there's gonna be some pictures that I just really don't have a lot to say about. You're gonna have to either give me that or click off the video, but I'd really prefer that you not do the second one. Here's what I wrote when I posted it on Instagram. The arrows are pointing to the right, towards the darkness, and the car is driving to the left, towards the light. Feel free to pull whatever metaphor from this photo that you'd like. Yeah, sure, I stand by that. I expressed a love of taking pictures of reflections in rice fields last year, but did you also know that I love transmission towers? Okay, love is like a strong word for that, but I like taking pictures of them sometimes. There was a few different transmission tower pictures that I thought to include in this video, but this is the one you get. Looks kind of like a tunnel to me. I don't know where it's going though. You're gonna have to take it yourself to find out. Metaphor for life? Nah, just some transmission towers. Anyway, pair those tunnel reflections with my favorite gradient nature has to offer, pink to blue, and we got ourselves a cool pic. This is actually gonna be the only picture of reflections in rice fields that I'm including in the video this year. Last year I had 3 of them. Can you believe that shit? You ever try to take a picture of a hummingbird? Those little fuckers are fast. Like, they're moving, man. But I found a trick, found a secret. They sell these things called hummingbird feeders, and if you fill them up with a bunch of starry, they just keep coming back for more, and you can try to take as many pictures of them as you want, which is sort of how I ended up with this picture. Pretty cool, I thought. Hummingbird in a picture. It's a picture of a hummingbird. Bird's just floating there because it's a still image. It's got a red head. Hummingbird. Oh God, I am running out of steam. What can I do? Hey, do you want to see pictures of my pets? So this one is Lily. She's a dog and I love her. This one is of Misha. She is a little but I love her too. And this one is, it's not my cat, but I really like the picture and this is the part of the video to put it in. Okay, where were we? So this next picture was taken on the worst night of my dog's life. We were out on our walk. We were only like 5 minutes in, and I noticed that the moon was about to come up over some really dramatic looking clouds. So I turned our asses back around, got our asses back home, got my camera's ass in my hand, and went outside and took pictures of the moon for like 20 minutes. And eventually got this one. I've been asked more than once, more than twice, more than thrice even, where the glow around the moon comes from. And I've done my best to explain it to people in the past, but I've never had the help of visual aid, so I'm gonna do it again right now. So I took this picture, which was exposed for the clouds, and I took this picture, which was exposed for the moon's face, and then I just smashed them together in Photoshop, and that's just kind of what happens when you do it that way. I found one article online that called it the halo effect, so I'm going to call it the halo effect. And actually that article was on Adobe's website, and they make Photoshop. So everything is connected in some way. Maybe. One time I was driving and I saw these birds. What had initially caught my attention in the first place and made me pull over was the sight of these birds with the setting sun behind them, but I didn't react quickly enough, and where I ended up pulling over was I was actually between the birds and the sun. I had considered walking under the birds so that I could take the picture that I had originally envisioned, but I was worried about scaring them off by getting too close to the pole. I didn't want them to fly away and lose a shot completely, so I opted for this instead. And I don't know, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm feeling a bit tethered to the format now and feel obligated to say something at the start of each segment before I show you the picture. And that sentence was fulfilling that obligation. So here's the picture. These are the Sutter Buttes, the backbone of the Sacramento Valley. You can see them from basically anywhere. I mean, unless there's something like a building in front of you, then you can't see it through the building. I've taken a lot of pictures of the Buttes over the past few years, but I really think this one's my favorite. In fact, there was another picture from this same night that I was going back and forth on between which to include in this video, but I chose this one, and I'm happy with that decision. Nah, just kidding. Here's the other one. I love this one. You can see that guy's hat. Very cool. Big sun. Very cool. Let me just leave it on screen here for a second. Yeah, cool. One time last year, I ended up in Chico, California, which, I know, scary. This sounds like a campfire story, but trust me, this is perfectly safe. Did you know that there's bridges in Chico? It's true. I saw a bridge. Me. In fact, I took a picture of a bridge, and I'm gonna put it in the video right now. So I was wandering around a park, I forget the name of it, and I saw this bridge in the distance. I thought it was pretty cool, so I walked over to it, and then seconds later, the sunlight started going crazy down there. Fun fact, I had a little Bluetooth headphone in my ear at the time. I was talking to some friends while they were watching UFC and I was photographing a bridge, and I think it's just really interesting that there was violence going on in my ear while I was taking this very not violent picture. Maybe you think that's interesting too. Maybe I don't include this fact in the video. I gave myself a personal quest a few months ago to try and find some autumn colors. There's really not a lot of them around here. It's very much green leaves. They're on the ground. But I wanted to find some. In fact, the bridge picture from before was because I got a tip that there was some nice colors going on in Chico, which I didn't find when I was there, but I found that bridge. Eventually, I did find some autumn colors, and that led to this one. I know it might be a little bit macabre, but I enjoy cemeteries. Years ago, I used to live really close to this big one, and it had a nice pond in it with some benches around it. In the summer months, I would go there to read. It was great. I loved it there. That's not at all related to this picture, though. This picture, I was mostly just excited about the autumn colors. And that's it. That is 10 photos, plus some pet pictures thrown in there for fun. I had a really hard time narrowing it down to just 10 this year, which maybe means I'm improving as a photographer, or maybe means I'm getting worse at making decisions. There were so many more pictures I wanted to include. Pictures like this, or this, or this, or this, or this, Or this one, which was from the eclipse. That was a cool one. But I didn't. I refrained. I held back. I didn't include those in the video. Anyway, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I want to say thank you. I don't know what the runtime's going to be, but if it's anything like last year, it's probably not going to be that short. So I really do appreciate it. If you're not already following me, there's a link in the description to my Instagram, as well as on my face right now, probably. And here is an exclusive offer just for you for making it to the end of this video. This offer still stands for people who didn't finish the video, but they won't know it exists. And that is that if you liked any of these pictures enough to want to hang them on your wall, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. Tell me which one you like. I'll give you sizing options and a price range, and we can work something out, you know? And that kind of goes for any picture that I've ever taken. If you see one and you really like it, ask. I'm totally willing. I love having people hang my shit up. Not my shit. These are photos that I worked on and worked kind of hard on some. But yeah, that's the deal. I could set up a store, but that's hard. So what I'll do instead is get less sales and get some people that really want the pictures. Hopefully that's at least one person. Hopefully one person sees this and goes, yeah, I'll do that. If no one does that, I will never reveal that. I will never let you know that this didn't work. That'll be my secret. To the grave. Okay, bye! Okay.